What's up, you guys? I'm Dan. This is Frugal Not Cheap. American Express has added much more value to a $240 credit. In today's video, we'll be looking to see whether this changes the math and whether I'll be renewing when my membership comes up. Longtime viewers will know that my primary strategy before was the Chase Trifecta. Got a video on that. Still think it's a good strategy, but unfortunately, I just don't really like Chase's strategy that they've been going on of kind of sort of diluting the credits, increasing the annual fee, and really it's just the fact that there came on some new competition on the market. So that changed kind of the math for me. But even back then, I put out a video on why I don't use an American Express strategy for credit cards, because what you could do is get the Amex Platinum and then some of their other cards like the Amex Gold or the Amex Blue Cash Preferred, etc. And this could work very well for some of you depending on how you value those credits. So I did a video a while back, and of course, we came out with a negative expected value on the proposition, which is why, of course, I went with the Chase Trifecta instead at the time. But American Express sent me an email a little while ago letting me know that they had improved the offerings on their digital entertainment credit. So this is worth up to $240 a year, and it is a credit that in the past was really just for like the New York Times and Audible. I've tried to listen to audiobooks, it's just not my thing personally, maybe it is for you. And then I don't really care to read the Times when I can read other free news outlets out there, right? Mostly I get my news from Reuters because I have an icon package at work. Anyway, so what they've added though is Hulu Plus and also Disney Plus, and it's possible to get the bundle of Hulu Plus, ESPN, and Disney Plus as well. So that's what I did, is I got that bundle so I wouldn't have to watch any ads on Hulu. I've got the ESPN Plus, and then I've also got Disney Plus as well. So yeah, we'll talk about how that all works, but before I dig into kind of what that value of that is to me, I figure it's worthwhile for those of you that are new to the idea of the Amex Platinum to just kind of go over the card and the benefits, and then we'll do the quick math. And by the way, the spreadsheet that we'll be using is available in a link at the description below, so you can just grab a copy of it or mess around with the numbers on it. Better if you get a copy of your own so that other people aren't trying to play with it at the same time. Anyway, you should be able to download it. Let me know in the comments if you can't download it for some reason, but it should be downloadable. And then you can do the math for your own situation and see if this card makes sense for you. By the way, I do have one. I got the Schwab version of the American Express Platinum. I think, yeah, I did. I have a video about that. Basically, they had some great sign-up rewards where you could get $1,000 in rewards, but then you get a 10% bonus if you put that money into a Schwab account, which I have. So that was worth $1,100, less, of course, the $700 fee, but then we have all the credits and benefits that we'll be talking about in today's video. So right off the bat, of course, the big thing is the membership is just under $700. That's $695 a year. So it is pretty expensive, and that will have to be paid, right off the bat. So in terms of that's something to keep in mind when you're doing this credit card game, is to also keep cash flow in mind, knowing that you're going to have to pay those fees, and then you're only going to be recouping it over time. Like later on you get the sign-up bonus, and then over time you'll be kind of recouping it slowly in terms of the different credits. So I've sorted the credits in ascending order of value to me. So we'll go over the ones that I don't really care about now, but you might have a different valuation. You might have a different discount rate. So I've put kind of my estimate of the dollar value of what it is in the cases where it's an estimate. Then a discount rate, like what percent of that is it valuable to me? Is it 1-for-1 or not? That would be 100%. And then what the the discounted value is after that. So you've got all three numbers on screen. So the first thing is airline fees. So unlike Chase Sapphire Reserve, where they give you a travel credit that's usable for your ticket itself and really very flexible in terms of all kinds of travel, with Capital One it's also very flexible, except you have to do it through their portal. With American Express, it's just for incidental fees, like if you're doing baggage or you want to get meals. So if you do that stuff, this will be worth something to you. It's not worth anything to me because when I travel internationally, the check bags are free anyway. When I travel domestically, the first bag is free anyway on the airlines that I fly. So, and I never buy food on the plane. So this is worth $0 to me. The discount rate on these $200 credit is $0, which is a shame, right? Because at $695, potentially this could bring that effective annual fee down to around $500 right off the bat. But because it's an incidental credit, not worth it for me at all. $0. The next is cell phone protection. So as long as you pay for your cell phone bill using the Amex card, then you get a little bit of insurance on your cell phone. So that's a cool benefit. They're not the only ones to offer it. You can get that from Capital One Venture X. I looked, and generally the cost of these insurance plans is somewhere between $5 and $20 a month. So I just put $10. I assume it's worth about $120 a year. But the thing is, I'd rather just self-insure. So, I've got a case on my phone, I've got a screen protector, I try to be careful with it. And basically I would not pay for the insurance. And so again, this credit is also worth $0 to me. It might be worth a little bit of something for you. Now we come to a credit that's actually worth a little bit of something to me, and that's the Saks credit. So, ordinarily I wouldn't shop at Saks Fifth Avenue. I think most of the stuff is pretty overpriced. I'm going to end up being able to extract $150 worth of value out of this one, just because of sort of the timing, because I'll be able to get $100 this year before my membership renewal, and I was also able to get another $50 last year. So that was good because it goes by calendar year. So, depending on so you might be able to do the same thing as well. And so the thing is, again, I wouldn't buy anything at Saks ordinarily, so I don't really value the credit very much. In order to get something from there, it really needs to be, I think, for me, 90% off. So that's why I valued this credit at 10%, and so it's worth $10 to me. But what did I get? I actually ended up getting I got 3 t-shirts by Theory, and then I got a pair of linen shorts. And I'm happy with the items. The shirts are a little bit big, frankly, and kind of heavy, but they do look nice. And the shorts are a little short, maybe, but they also look. Excuse you, Max. But they also look nice. So I'm pretty happy with the stuff. But again, I would have just been totally fine not buying it in the first place. Next, we've got Equinox, which is a fancy gym, and you get $300 a year towards the membership. I think it costs more than that for sure, so you'd have to really care about it. We do have an Equinox here in Plano, but I'm not going to go. But still, I figure. It's worth something if I didn't have a good gym here at the apartment complex, then maybe I'd go and try that out. I don't know, but I figured I'd throw Amex a bone here and value that one at 10%, so that's worth $30. Next, we've got Clear. And the thing is, you get global entry already with the Chase Sapphire Reserve or with the Capital One Venture X. Clear is a little cooler because it's got the retina scan thing, and it also works for some other venues and stuff. So it's kind of an interesting idea. You get $179 off of that one for the year, again, I don't know. Maybe I'd get it if it was like 75% off. So I valued it at 25%, and that's $44.75. But let's say I don't renew my Amex. Am I going to miss it? Not really. Next, we've got a hotel credit, and you get $200. You do have to do like a prepaid hotel through their Fine Hotels and Resorts collection or the other collection, but either way through Amex. But not a big deal. So if you do tend to stay in a hotel, I think this is one that's generally going to be quite worthwhile for most people. It just happens that when I travel, I'm visiting my mother or my father, so I'm going to Thailand or Japan, staying with them, and so there's no hotel. So it's actually not really worth anything. This year's a little bit unusual because, well, I moved away from the home office of my company. They're up in New Hampshire, and I'm living down here in Texas. And I am going to go visit them for the first time since COVID for the annual Christmas party. So I will be having to stay in a hotel at that time, and then I'll be able to use the hotel credit. Now, is it a big deal? Not really, because the company would pay for the hotel anyway, which is cool. Thank you, company, by the way. But in general, again, I don't really stay in hotels, so this is only worth 25% for me, so that's worth $50. The next one is really going to depend on your spending, and it's one that I think is really straightforward. Well, not really, actually, kind of straightforward. So the membership rewards, right? This is the amount of points that you're going to earn just using the card. So based on my spend, I would earn about $80 a year. That's not a whole lot, but we will evaluate it at least 100%. And then I guess you could argue 110% because I'd be transferring it to my Schwab. So actually, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and update that. So it's worth $110 then. All right, then next up we've got lounge access, and here Amex does have a bit of a leg up against the Chase Sapphire Reserve and the Capital One not the Capital One Venture X less so, but definitely over the actually even there it's a mix. So you get priority pass, but not priority pass for restaurants, which you do get with the CSR and with Venture X. But what you do get in return are the Centurion lounges, which are really nice. So it's kind of a trade-off, really going to depend on what you're into. But I think that's worth at least $100 a year at full fare. Then the next one is one I didn't think was really worth all that much at the beginning, but I'm finding that I use it more. As I talked about in my what I spend in a week video, and also in my last video about what is enough. I'm spending a lot more being sociable, which I like. So I'm eating out, not just to eat out. Like whenever it's just me, I'm still cooking, but I'm hanging out more with friends out here in DFW, which has been fun, and so I've been spending more money there. And so what I'll do sometimes, like we did this at Velvet Taco, Mike and I, a little bit ago, is I ordered on Uber the takeout, but then we just got it, and then I got a cup of water and ate there. So that worked out pretty well. I do wish, and then they were trialing this for a while with Uber, where you could use the Uber Cash for dining in, and I really hope now that COVID's kind of changing, the situation's becoming more normalized now, that they'll go back to the pilot and do that, because that would be really great if I could just apply that as a credit towards my meal, right? And then still pay a tip to the server and what have you. I really hope that's going to happen. But for now, the takeout thing, not so bad, right? So that credit is $15 a month. And so that's worth $180 a year. Again, I'm not going to evaluate it full fare because it is a little bit cumbersome. So that's 75% worth $135. But again, just like with some of the things that the Sapphire Reserve is kind of doing, and this is kind of the trend, is that these are becoming sort of coupon books. And those $15 don't carry from month to month. Oh, poor Max. Yeah, the $15 don't carry from month to month. So it really is like a coupon that you have to use that month. And I don't like that as much. And that's another reason for the discount as well. All right. And then lastly, we come to the digital entertainment credit. This is the one that, again, has been revamped and now includes Hulu and Disney Plus, which of course means you can get the bundle with ESPN. And so that is $240 or $20 a month, I think. Yeah, it is. That's $20 a month. And so what I did is I got the bundle plus upgraded Hulu to the no ad version. Total cost a month is $21. So it is going to cost me $12 a year to have it. But I thought that was going to be okay when I first signed up for it. Come to find out, and so, you might have a very, very different experience of this, but I just don't like any of the shows on Hulu. All the movies that are on there are like the good ones I've already seen. I don't care for sports, so the ESPN thing is completely worthless for me. And then on Disney Plus, I tried watching The Mandalorian. I actually thought it was really bad. The storyline was not very good. I don't know, it just wasn't good. I don't know, I really don't understand why it was so highly rated. No, I don't get it. So, I'm just not the kind of guy that cares to watch old stuff. Like, my life is short. I've only got so many hours that I'm going to be alive, and I don't want to waste them rewatching things that I've already seen. I want to have new experiences. So yes, there's a great catalog, a back catalog of stuff on these platforms, but I don't care for it, and I don't care for the new content. And so really, this whole thing continues to be worth zero for me. I'm going to keep it just because at the cost of $1 a month, it's sort of cheap insurance for maybe something good will come along and I can get $1 worth of value out of it along the way. I imagine that's going to be the case. But would I continue on with it beyond the renewal period? No, absolutely not. So that brings me to kind of the final math on the Amex Platinum for me. This again being the Charles Schwab version. is that the total credits are supposedly worth $1,000. Based on my math anyway, they could be worth up to $1,700 if you validate all these things in full fare. Discounted though, they're only worth about $460, right? $459.75. And so net of the $695 annual fee, then you've got $1,000 of potential net value, but based on my personal discount rate, we're at a negative $235.25. So this card is not worth it for me. It is not a keeper card, and I will not be renewing it after the year is over, although I am happy to have gotten the sign-up bonus and also to have enjoyed some of these credits throughout the year, primarily the Uber thing, and then yeah, it was okay to get some free stuff from Saks. That was fine as well. So that'll be the end of the Amex Platinum for me. Might be very different for you, again, depending on your lifestyle. And I'll be continuing on with my new strategy, which is the Capital One Venture X and the Capital One SavorOne card. So that's going to be my go-to moving forward. All right, hope you found this helpful, and you might find the spreadsheet helpful as well to do the math for yourself. If you did, please hit the like button and consider subscribing. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.